Greetings from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. My name is Wayne Hester, and I work with church planting networks across the country of Cambodia. And we're beginning to see the effects of COVID-19 here. We've only got 100 confirmed cases, so we're fortunate that we haven't seen a mass outbreak across the country in terms of infections. But because Cambodia is an economically fragile country, we are seeing the effects of the economy already, both locally and then global effects that are already taking place. Cambodia is a nation where the average person only makes about $150 a month, and so any shock to the economy can be devastating for families. And so while we haven't seen the infection rates rise yet, we're not seeing the effects of that yet. Already the global impact is affecting the country and affecting people, especially with the bans on meetings, businesses closing down, people staying at home from work. And so that's a big challenge for the nation, and will be difficult if in the planning to prepare for infection, for planning to fight COVID-19 with an already damaged economy, that's going to complicate and create even greater challenges. So that's what we're facing. That's where we're at as a nation, and that's where we're at as a church. Is dealing with those issues as they're coming along. The church in Cambodia has responded in a beautiful way. Similar to other nations, we're seeing churches innovate. We're seeing churches go on online services, online cell groups, using social media and technology to care for one another, minister to another, stay connected, and communicate well. And so we're seeing a lot of exciting things, seeing the church rise up in that sense. There's a lot of fear across the nation, a lot of fear, a lot of hurting already because of the economy. But what we see, what was some of the beautiful things we've seen, innovation looks different here because it's very much a rural country. 70 to 80% of the country is rural. And so some of the exciting things that we're seeing, just this week we had church planters going to some of the most rural villages in the country on motorcycles and putting out posters, government posters, and on COVID-19 health alerts, on helping to slow the spread of COVID-19. And so while they're practicing social distancing, they're still going out and putting out education, still going out and show the love of Christ into villages. They're doing things like delivering masks and delivering soap to help people with hygiene during this period of time. And so on the front end, the church in Cambodia is responding on the front end to help slow the spread and help stop the spread in villages and rural communities. And so we've seen a lot of beauty in that. And even in the midst of knowing the economy is going to be challenging and difficult, church planters using their own resources to be light in this ever increasing darkness in the country. And so we've been excited to see the church respond in those types of ways. One of the things that we've looked at, we've seen in the leadership of churches, has been exciting. Those churches that, a lot of people are asking about, well, how do we lead in a crisis? And my takeaway from all of this and watching churches around the world that have responded well have been that they had a few things already in their culture before. It was actually more about their leadership culture before the crisis as opposed to some type of crisis management. It was churches that have delegated well in the past, churches that have a high degree of trust amongst their leadership, churches that have great communication structures, and then churches that have a lightweight but strong backbone to support across all their ministries. And we see those churches thriving and doing well in the midst, having the opportunity to offer hope. Just ask you to take time to pray for Cambodia, pray for our economy, pray for people as they're out of jobs, out of work. And when you make $150 a month and you lose that, you're in crisis. And so pray for our nation economy. Continue to pray for us that we don't see a major outbreak, but that the church is able to respond in love and light during the epidemic if it breaks out, if it hits here. I want to thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your encouragement. And thank you, NewThing, for keeping us all connected.